All right, so we have our camera system done. Now let's see how we can make our character walk. So we can right click, search for input action move. Input action move, okay. We can also split this value right there. And what can we do with this? On input action look, we used some functions to add controller input. Here we want to do something really similar. We need to add movement input. But as you can see, this function, this node, is a bit more advanced than this one. It has different pins on the start right here. Let's plug this in and let me show you what they do. So basically, scale value is our action value. So we can just plug it here. But now, really important is this world direction. What is this? So basically, we are just telling from this axis value, we're just telling this movement input to go forward or backwards, but it doesn't know in which direction we want to go forward or backwards. That's why we need to assign some value here into this world direction. And to calculate this world direction, all we need to do is to see where our camera is facing, right? So, for example, if my camera will be looking at this corner right here, if I press W, I want to go straight to that corner. If I press S, I want to go backwards. When I press D, I want to go right. Left is A, obviously. So how do we calculate this world direction? Let me show you. So we can grab our camera, we can grab things from these components, we can grab our camera, move it to our event graph, and from here, we can just get world rotation. And this will give us a rotator value. We will talk about values later, about variables later, but for now you just need to know that this thing is a rotator. So it stores a value of some rotation. And there are a lot of values, variables in Unreal Engine that we can just split. So we can right click and split, because all we need to do is use this one yaw value from here. So this X value is responsible for moving left and right. So from this world rotation of our camera, we can just get right vector and split it like that. So now we can plug this Z value into this Z value and finally plug this value into our direction. Compile, save, and let's see if this works. Now I can move right and left when I press A and D. That's sweet. So basically what we're doing here is we're getting rotation of our camera, and then when we're checking where is the right direction from our camera, and we're plugging this into world direction, and then we know where is the right value of our camera, and from this value right here we know if we want to move this right value or the negative of this value, so left. That's something that we've configured here. Remember, A has a modifier called negate. So if we press A, this value is negative, so we're not moving right, we're moving left. And now we need to do pretty much same thing for our forward and backwards movement. So we can copy everything except this get right vector. So Control D, we can plug this here. And instead of getting right vector, we will get this time get forward vector, this right here. We need to split it, obviously, split structure pin, plug this Z value here, plug this world direction, and plug this Y value. Now when I press compile and press play, you can see we can move around. We can use WASD keys to move around. We can move our mouse to look around, and everything is working as it should work. But as you can see, there are a lot of lines that are crossing a lot of nodes, so let's make it a bit more organized. We can use same techniques as before, so we can just use these reroute nodes to make things cleaner. Okay. Last one should go like here. We can move this more to the left side, maybe not that much. And this is way more organized. Okay, and the last thing that we can do is to comment this out. So press C on keyboard and type movement input, or actually whatever you want. Let's move this here, compile, save, and let's go over this code one last time. When we press anything from this input, so W, S, A, or D, when we press any of these keys, this will trigger. Then we're adding movement input. First, we're taking care of right and left because this value is left and right. So here we're calculating where is the right direction from our camera. We're just getting its rotation and getting right vector. And we're plugging this into world direction. Then we're getting this X value and we're plugging it to scale value. Because as you probably know, in this input action move, D doesn't have any modifiers, so D is the right movement, and A has negate modifier. So if we press D, we move right because this is we move right, but when we press A, we move left because this value will be negative. And the same goes for our forward and backwards movement. We're just getting forward vector instead of right vector. And here when we press W, it means that we want to go forward. And when we press S, we're getting negative value, so we're going backwards. So we're done with movement for now. Later, we will add some crouching, sprinting, stamina, footsteps. This graph will get a little bit bigger. But for now, we're just taking care of simple little things, and we will later go deeper into coding mechanics in games.